Breaking news, breaking news. Joel Olsteen, some chick tried to peel his cap. Got a baby shot on Super Bowl Sunday. Ha ha.
John Whitmire, Mayor of Houston, Texas, and I stand before you today, unfortunately, to report on a tragedy that occurred just before 2 o'clock at Lakewood Church as they were in between services. I'll leave the details of the first responders' reaction in a timely fashion to the Chiefs Fenner and Chief Pena. I want Houstonians and surrounding communities to know that the first responders are doing their job in protecting the public, Houstonians, and surrounding communities. I also want everyone to know that this is a perfect example of the collaboration between departments. It's exactly what we've been calling for. HPD, constables. I could just go through a list of multiple agencies representing their agencies in a very responsive way. We want to give our condolences to Reverend Olsteen and his congregation. It's unfortunate on a day that we want to attend church, watch America's #1 sports event. We find ourselves gathered here to respond to this tragedy. We want Houstonians to know that they are being protected by their first responders. We want to thank the Houston Fire Department for their quick response, the medical profession who is tending to one of the injured. So, as mayor of the city of Houston, I want to assure everyone that everyone is at work doing their job. Let's come together on this beautiful day, a day that we're experiencing a tragedy. Let's hug our loved ones. When you leave here today, go hug your loved ones and say a prayer for those that are involved. Say a prayer for those officers that had to drop this suspect. They're suffering right now. And all these other first responders that I'm surrounded by, they're doing their job.
How in the fuck does an Edomite be angry or suffer from killing some goddamn body? For the last 20 years, these Edomites have been exterminating blacks and Latinos, shooting them in the back as they run away for fear of their life, and been telling a goddamn lie on all of the news channels and news outlets, saying they fear for their life. But the individual is running away. What about George Floyd? You choked the shit out of him, right? And put fentanyl in his mouth and just to kill him off. So, I mean, it doesn't make any sense. But these Edomites are suffering for killing somebody at Joel Osteen's church, no less. Now, you know, Joel Olsteen ain't no pristine, pure white preacher, pastor that's 501c3 tax exempt. Bullshit. Okay? He did something to piss this woman off for her to come into a church on Super Bowl Sunday wearing a trench coat with a goddamn shotgun in it, ready to blow his motherfucking brains out. Something was going on there. Okay, upon further investigation, we're going to find out what happened. Me personally, I don't give a shit. Job chapter 4, verse 7. Whoever perished being innocent, or wherewith the righteous cut off. Right? So clearly, the woman, it wasn't that was not a righteous act that she done. Now look, there's one child shot, like you see in the lower left-hand corner of your screen. Oh yeah, shot a 5-year-old baby. I don't think the baby's gonna make it though. It's a 5-year-old baby. The police shot this child, man. Okay, okay, the police shot this child. Do you believe that 5-year-old child gonna make it? Bullshit. Okay, if it does, it's a miracle from the Lord. But that's a judgment from the Lord regardless. Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. His judgments are true, man. This woman got dropped by these Edomite devils. An Edomite devil shot an Edomite woman, and an Edomite baby probably got shot, more than likely. But if it wasn't, it don't matter. It's the actors on the scene of the crime. It's the actors in the movie that we're talking about here. How the fuck are these Edomite devils that are standing behind this guy? Are they suffering? Do they look like they're suffering with a gun on with a badge on their chest and a gun on their hip? They're not suffering. Ain't that a bitch? Give me a break, man. Them motherfuckers is pissed off that they had to do something at church, right? By killing somebody, because they was out to kill Joel Olsteen. Something was up with him. Okay, they shot a 57-year-old man in the leg and shot a little 5-year-old baby. Come on, man. These motherfuckers can't shoot worth a goddamn. Clearly, everybody else got shot but the bitch, and then they just had to run up on the chicken to shoot the shit out of her. Right? Now these cops are taking an administrative leave, right? With pay. So they get to go home today and watch the goddamn Super Bowl. Really? Come on, man. It's over for these devils.
So we can be safe. At this time, let me yield to our police chief, Troy Fenner.
Thank you, Mayor. Like the mayor said, and I think the most important message, before I get into details, is talk about the resiliency of our great city. And we worship together, we cry together, but we rebuild together. This is a tragic day, but you watch how we stand together. No suspect or suspects will tear down our city and our places of worship.
Okay, now, if that was a black woman that did that shit, they would not put his face up there. Okay? Ain't no way, man. Come on, man. Really?
Pastor Olsteen is standing with us and all of our partners. And I want to thank them all, our local, our state, our federal partners. I just want to give some detail here, but pray for everybody that's involved. The victims who I'll discuss here. And the unsaid victims, those individuals that came here to worship today and had to witness this. But rest assured, in this city, we're going to stand strong and we're going to move forward. So approximately at 1:53 p.m., a female, approximately 35 years old, entered the property on the west side here in the parking lot of Lakewood Church. She entered the building. She was armed with a long rifle and a trench coat with a backpack, accompanied by a small child, approximately 4 to 5 years old. Once she entered, at some point she began to fire. I want to compliment the off-duty officers who were working extra employment here. One TABC agent, 4 years of service, 38 years old. An HPD off-duty officer, 28 years old, 2 years of service. Both officers, officer and agent, engaged, striking the female. She's deceased here on the scene. Unfortunately, the 5-year-old kid was hit and is in critical condition at our local hospital. There was a 57-year-old man who didn't have anything to do with it, I don't think, was shot in the leg. He's seeking treatment in the hospital. So let's all pray for each and every one of them. Once she went down, officers reported back to us that she threatened, that she had a bomb. So we searched her vehicle, our bomb squad.
Yeah, right. She ain't had no fucking bomb. All it was a Joel Olsteen, one of them chicks that he done fucked around and got pregnant. Okay, he was gonna call it out, call him on his bullshit. Okay, that's all that was gonna happen. Okay, and maybe she was gonna peel his cow. Took the baby that he made with this chick. Now I bet you if they take this DNA sample of this baby, that baby she brought in there, okay, Now, I don't know for sure. I'm just speaking as a man. My personal opinion, I believe that, you know, you get a DNA sample of Joe Olsteen and that baby, that's his kid. Now, that's a baby born out of wedlock, okay? Right? So she probably just tried to confront the man and was going to take care of anybody that got in the way. That's what it sounds like. Jilted lover shit.
And also the backpack. No explosives were found, but she was also spraying some type of substance on the ground. So HFD came and the fire chief will speak briefly on that. But again, we're gonna stand strong. Again, I want to commend those officers. She had a long gun, and it could have been a lot worse. But they stepped up and they did their job. And I want to thank them for that. As you know, when an officer's involved in a shooting, we conducted a criminal investigation, Harris County District Attorney's Office, and also both agencies conduct administrative investigations. That will take place. Both of these officers will, and the officer and the agent will be placed on administrative duty. But again, let's pray for everybody. And we stand strong here in Houston. I'll pass it on right now. Let me say this too. Places of worship. That's what they are. And that's what they will remain in our city. So it's just an opportunity for us to refocus and make sure that we all look out for one another. There will be increased patrols and a lot of conversation in our command posts with our federal partners and our local partners. But we're going to increase those patrols in and around those religious institutions, and it doesn't matter which faith. We love everybody here in our city, and everybody's important. So let me pass it on to Fire Chief Pena.
Thank you, Chief, and thank you, Mayor. First of all, let me thank all the agencies that are here with us. This is really a team effort, and our prayers are with, and our positive thoughts are with the injured, and with the officers that engaged this suspect. It's traumatic not only for our community, but it's certainly traumatic for the officers who've had to take a life, and we worry about their mental health as well. So our prayers are with them, and we're going to give them whatever support they need to ensure that they are able to manage through this incident safely. Kudos to the first responders. The Houston Fire Department, Police Department was here within minutes. We are now dealing with consequence management of this incident. Now that the threat has been neutralized, we are going to take our time to ensure that any issue, any risk that we see is properly vetted. We have our hazmat team on scene. You see behind us, you have decon units that are participating in collaboration with the Houston Police Department's bomb squad to ensure that we are looking at every aspect that may be of risk. Right now, I can safely say that we have not found anything that is of concern to our community or to this location. But we're going to take our time to ensure that we look at every aspect. Our hazmat team, our decon team, and our rescue team will remain on scene until needed, and we're going to collaborate in this effort. We did transport two patients. One, approximately a 5-year-old child in critical condition. They went to Texas Children's, and we transported a second male, about 56 years of age, with an injury to the hip. Last I heard, he was in stable condition. Both are still in the hospital. The child is still in critical condition, and we don't have any further information as far as his status. But again, let's pray for this community as a whole. This is traumatic for everyone of every Houstonian, and these types of incidents are unfortunately something that we deal more often than we need to with.
Yeah, everybody's out there to comfort Joe Olsteen, being that he's the latest billionaire on the billionaires list for telling people the goddamn lie, saying that white man Jesus, blonde-haired, blue-eyed, Three Musketeer is the son of God, and and they put up all of these movies and all of these pictures and shit. So they just trying to get into this asshole's pocket. Ain't no big deal. Anyway, I'm at the plantation. I got to get back. I just came across my feed. I just think it was a rejected lover that he had on the side, had an illegitimate baby. She came to confront him, was gonna peel his cap if he denied anything, and some undercover officers got involved in the shit. And if you put a black police officer and a Mexican fire chief up in there, is the baby a minority? Was the person shot in the hip a minority? Was the woman a minority? Don't know. But why you got them up there covering everything up? I don't get it. But anyway, this is just another significant moment in the downfall of the rulership of Edom. Inshallah.